What's up, everybody? Timothy McCain here, and thank you for listening or watching another podcast. Listen, tragedy has completely hit the world. Hearing about the passing of Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and the other individuals on the helicopter. Man, let me tell you, it is a sobering thought just when we realize how quickly everybody's world can change. My heart breaks for Kobe Bryant's wife and the other siblings as they walk through this tragic time. And my heart breaks for the individuals who lost family members, who lost husbands and daughters and wives in that pain class. Tragedy has really definitely shaken the world upside down and inside out. But I'm watching this and seeing everything that's going on, and I really appreciate all the celebrities and all the individuals, sports broadcasters, athletes, actors, actresses, individuals who have had a connection with Kobe Bryant in some nature. But I'm also seeing people really confused and some people upset about people's reaction of Kobe Bryant's death. And I don't mean the reaction as if people are just acting like it's not a big deal, but I mean the reaction that people are, some getting frustrated, the fact that people are acknowledging the pain that they are feeling through this moment and comparing, contrasting it to, well, what about this people? What about the veterans? Or what about this? Or what about that? Whatever. And listen, this is not a time to weaponize any agenda. This is a moment to try to heal, to try to walk through, to try to process. And so, I mean, that's another video for another day, but maybe you're watching this video and your question is why? Why does Kobe Bryant's death and his daughter's death, why does their death hurt so many people in such a way? Take Kobe Bryant in such a way. And like, as I understand, this is maybe just a small attempt to try to bring a little bit of a wisdom, a little bit of thought into someone else's ignorancy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they have malice intent with their social media posts, or maybe they just be completely ignorant. But I just want to help you out. Okay, maybe so those who grew up in watching basketball, you grew up, you understand just the impact it can have. And so let's just say a couple of things, all right? People say, well, it's just basketball, or it's just football, or it's just this, or it's just that. Yes, it's just a sport, but it's a platform, right, where people learn community, people learn brotherhood or sisterhood, people learn discipline, people learn dedication. It's sports like basketball, for example, where they understand what it's like to be challenged and pushed. For some people, they're having a coach help fulfill the role of having a mother or having a father, or having someone who encouraged them. The coaches oftentimes will be with them way past, you know what I mean, their 4 years of high school or whatnot. You know, what I mean, there's a relationship that is constantly with them. And so basketball is more than just dribbling, right? It really truly can be an avenue to help change someone else's life. And so there may be individuals here that you are watching this and you grew up watching Kobe Bryant and watching his rise. And so I just want to give you maybe just five things to think about why Kobe Bryant's death hurts the world. And these are some thoughts that I wrote. I just really felt like it's important to share. What Kobe Bryant demonstrated being in the NBA, going to the NBA straight out of high school, he showed what it was like for fighting for your dreams, right? Fighting for your dreams. And so again, were you watching TV? Let me just, for example, as a black man, right? I didn't have superheroes growing up that looked like me. I didn't see people flying on capes. I didn't see people shooting webs out of their arms. I didn't see people with big strength and a million billionaire with a bunch of gadgets like Batman and Superman and all people like that. I didn't see anything of people who looked like me. So our superheroes wasn't necessarily in comic books. Our superheroes on football fields and basketball courts, right? And so for many people, Kobe Bryant represented an individual that said, "Hey, I want to be like him one day." You know what I'm saying? It represented, said, "Man, if Kobe can do it, if I work hard enough, if I train hard enough, if I be the best I think I possibly can be, if I practice hard enough, if I shoot enough free throws, if I or this, I can do this one day." It represented to many people, many minority, many black, many individuals, regardless of the color of your skin. For many, it represented a hero. Okay, and so where some people are laughing or making fun or like, wow, I wish I saw a post today. I wish people cared more when veterans died than when Kobe died. You know what I'm saying? This is not a time to weaponize anything, right? This is not a comparing contrasting. It's not which boo boo hurts the most. It's acknowledging the hurt in and of itself, right? So, anyways, and so for many people, Kobe Bryant represented a superhero, represented an individual that went straight out of high school to NBA and was straight up killing it, right? Straight up doing it. The Mamba was doing this thing, right? And so, so again, number one, I believe he represented fighting for your dreams, to the highest level possible, right? And so he was an individual superhero. Well, literally, they will say, "I want to be like Kobe Bryant one day." You'll ask kids, "Who do you want to be growing up?" "I want to be like Kobe Bryant." Well, other people used to be, "I want to be like Michael Jordan." For them, "I want to be like Kobe Bryant." They see a superhero, someone who's fulfilling their dreams, having a lifestyle that they desire to have, and while they're in projects from projects to suburban neighborhoods, from barred windows to gated communities, that many people said, "Man, I want to be like him one day." Right? It's Kobe Bryant. He was a hero for many people. Number two, Kobe Bryant represented a dedication to the discipline of the craft, right? And so he was the first person on the court and the last person to leave, right? He would practice his craft. It was more than just talent. It was hard work. Then when hard work meets talent, man, that's a dangerous that is a dangerous and a very effective combination, right? And so he was dedicated to his craft. And so once again, you see these people growing up, right? And growing up with this individual says, "Hey, I want to be like him." That again, not seeing in a comic book, but seeing it on the television. That hear them say, "If you work hard, if you go hard, if you do this, if you keep going, you can do whatever's in your heart, do in your mind to do." You know what I'm saying? They had these aspirations and dreams, and so when they heard that Kobe Bryant has passed, for many people, they saw their hero passed, right? But this wasn't a fictional character you're reading about a comic book. Wasn't someone who had a cape. This is someone who dribbled a ball, and so for again, people. I believe somebody can blur the line, but when you are a child, when you're growing up, and you see this entity and you see this individual, and you see what they're saying, and you apply the disciplines, the dedication to your own craft, whatever that may be, to your life. Again, you can understand why it may have hurt so much. Kobe Bryant, obviously, definitely modeled dedication, discipline to the craft. All right. Another reason why I really appreciate Kobe Bryant and his life, because I believe this, and to me, for me, oftentimes we celebrate people on the mountaintops of their lives, the peaks and the pinnacles of their lives. But let me tell you, what you really want to know, what really creates a person is how they fight through their valleys. And Kobe Bryant walked through a season of his life of difficulty, season of his life of hardship, season of his life of crisis, right? Where it seemed like things were falling apart. I remember this interview vividly, and he was talking about like like about to lose his family. He's like he has all these things, right? He's all these things around him, but he felt like he was failing at home. And you can see the detriment on his face of like say I'm going back to what's really is important. And you can see, and the proof is in the pudding, because you can see at the when he first had the interview and all hell is breaking loose, and then now to the end of his life, right? How deeply connected and involved he was to his daughter's life. You read about like how he started flying helicopters in the first place, being in helicopters in the first place because traffic was crazy. We were used to wake up at 4 p.m., go to practice, work out, and then take his daughters to school, do his thing, and pick his daughters back up at school, right? Away in line in the carpool lane to pick them up at school. But eventually, the traffic got too bad, so he decided. Because he didn't want to lose that moments with his daughters, didn't want to lose the time with his family, so he decided to fly in a helicopter, and they did that back and forth. And again, obviously, like tragedy has hit, but you can see the journey where someone was in the hardest moment of their life and moved to a way where they were finding success. Again, Kobe Bryant is not a perfect person. None of us are perfect people. The only perfect person ever walked this earth is Jesus Christ, and He is calling each and every one of us to strive and be like Him, right, every single day, right. But I think we should definitely take moments to celebrate someone who's walking from their valleys to their mountaintops and is fighting in a place of success, right? And so, man, and which brings me to my fourth point. Why does this hurt so bad? Because we saw an icon, a legend become a family man, where there's so many things. Sorry, my phone is blowing up, y'all. But there's so many things around this world that is glamorizing side chicks and glamorizing a lack of this and being a lone wolf. There's so many things where it's talking about it's, you don't have to be in a relationship. You don't need to be married. You don't have to have these covenants, all this other stuff. But then you see your hero walk through all sorts of mess, but then solidify his life and become so dedicated to his family that that's become his everything, right? That's became his life. That is his family picking up his daughters from school. That became the same significance of gaining a ring. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I remember hearing that the reason why he started watching basketball again in the house and stuff like that because his daughter showed an interest in the sport. You know what I'm saying? His life was in a family man. So for many people who does not have a father or who wanted to be a father, now they had another example of an individual who was excelling in the basketball court, walked through hell, but now is excelling in his home life. They can once again say, "Man, I want to be like that one day." So we're someone making fun like, well, how can this death hurt? Why are people taking this so hard? And why are people crying? It's just a sport. You don't even know him. Yeah, man, yeah, they may not know him, but the characteristic, the example, the hero that may have been to them, man, that you can't take that away, right? And so what brings my last point, he was a role model, an example. It said, man, I want to be like that one day. And so again, my heroes growing up. I didn't see coming out of Marvel. I didn't see coming out of DC. The heroes I grew up was dribbling basketballs. The heroes I grew up hearing about was marching for civil rights, was sitting in. The heroes that I read about, those are people I said, man, you're doing something for me. But then that we can literally benefit from in the back in the day. And but even when I'm growing up, seeing people like that on TV, that's what. Even with man, LeBron. People ask me who's one of your favorite basketball players right now. It's to me, hand down, LeBron James. LeBron James. But I tell people, listen, bro, I love LeBron, man, and his whole family so much because of what he does off the court. He's excels on the court, but seeing his life and his family's life, said, "Man, I want to be like that." I remember saying to myself, "Man, that's the type of father I want to be. I want to be." Even though he has a busy schedule, he's sitting around his dinner table having Taco Tuesday with his family. Like I preach and I travel, I write books. I'm busy as all get out. But let me get to a place in life where I have the finances enough to travel where I need to do, preach and speak and help and philanthropy and all this if I need to do, but make sure I'm still flying back to sit at my dinner table and ask my son, "How was your day?" You know what I'm saying? These are the individuals. So it's more than just shut up and dribble. It's more than just basketball. It's more than just sports. Family is a role model. It's an example. So the death and the passing of Kobe Bryant, is not just an NBA player. For many people, was a hero. So I hope that this video has helped shine some light into an area of question mark and of confusion. And maybe you're the one, the individuals like, man, why are people tripping so bad? Listen, people are not tripping, they're hurting. And so why won't you be the hands and feet of Jesus and ask them, how are you doing? Don't just smile about it, not a big deal. Don't just share memes and making fun. Why won't you stretch? Why won't you roll up your sleeve? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Christian. Talking to you, the one who's shouting and bucking and weeping in church. Church doors are closed. What are you doing with your faith right now? Your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram is a direct extension of who you are. The Bible says we'll know them by their fruit. So what fruit are we showing our neighbors right now? Bible says, love the Lord with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. So are we going to be the priest who see the good Samaritan laying down on that road and pass on the other side? Or we're going to be the Levite who sees the good Samaritan pass on the other side? We can read about this in Luke. Are we going to be that good Samaritan who may not understand this person's issue, who may be of a different culture, different belief, a different people group? We read the Bible says he picked him up. He helped mend and heal him. He put him into a place to stay, and he paid for his needs and say, if there's anything other costs, I'll pay for that as well. This is the hand and feet of Jesus, and this is what we need to be at this day and time. So yeah, Kobe Bryant's death has hurt a lot of people. and his wife and his children and everybody else in the air in that helicopter. Forgive me, I don't know all their names. I'm sure that, man, they could really use a helping hand right now. And so listen, I want to encourage you to making sure that you're being a voice of healing. The Bible says in the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 29, it says, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but what is only help for building us up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. So let's be healing. Let's be hands and feet of Jesus. Let's be Christians, Joe, instead of wearing just a name tag, because there's many people hurting right now. So if you know, listen, so I want to ask you to do this. If you know somebody who, man, they're deeply embedded in sports, and they grew up hearing and reading about Kobe Bryant and whatever, even if, when I want you to ask them, how are you doing, and really mean it, and reach out to them, text them, call them, and really ask, how you doing, how can I pray for you, how, do you need the ear, do you need to talk? You never know what could happen from there, right? Because don't just say it's just a sports person, right? Maybe you should think about, did someone's hero die? All right, motivators, listen, that's it for me today. If you have any questions, I'd love to continue this conversation in the comment section or social media. You can follow me at Timothy_McCain. You can pick up my book. You can pick up my two books right here. This is your chance book. This is your chance. This is not opportunity that will pass you by. It's more like you'll pass by opportunity. You can pick it up at thisisyourchancebook.com. But also, this is is this book called Crowns Are Greater Than Trophies. And so this book as well is about healing of families. And I think it is a great example of what Kobe Bryant has done of recognizing, hey, there's areas in my life that needs to change, and he changed it to see the healing in his family, to start early or and whatnot, to see the fruit of that. And so this book is about three kings who all died and perished of the same thing, who could have made up in the mind and said enough is enough and heal their family. Listen, and heal their lives so they can break generational bondages off their family. It's called Crowns Greater Than Trophies: Confronting Pride and Uprooting Entitlement by Cultivating a Servant's Heart. You can actually pick up both of these books at thisisyourchancebook.com, family. But listen, um, I really believe that it's time to see a healing in our nation. But I really believe this is not gonna happen on soapboxes. This is gonna happen around dinner tables. This is gonna happen around coffee shops. This is gonna happen around telephone calls. This is gonna happen where you reaching out. So why won't you be like Jesus and help mend and heal the hurting? All right, motivators, that's it for me. For real. Like, comment, subscribe. God bless you all, and may God bless the Bryant family.